I would like to invite Dr. Nguyen Tien Kung from Department of Food Engineering, Hanoi University of Science and Technology. He is going to cover emerging food safety concern regulations in Vietnam. Please be on the stage, please. Thank you.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Nguyen Tien Kung from Hanoi University of Science and Technologies, and I hope you enjoy our talk during 1.5 hours. Thank you. So, my talk today will be a food safety concern and regulation in Vietnam, and I will focus on the microorganism contaminations. I will talk about the pathogenic microorganisms. First of all, I will give you some information about the food safety situation in Vietnam. The first, Vietnam is very near from Thailand or Indonesia, right, in our regions. And Vietnam have near to 100 million people, so a little bit higher than that in Thailand, but half of Indonesia. And our market is, I think, it's a huge market for the food industry and the food technologies. So for 2024, it's near to 100 billion US dollar, and it increased at 10% each year. Okay, and a dynamic market. Why a dynamic market? So for insurance, 100 people, for the food, for 100 people, we produce a lot of rice, tea, coffee, pepper, aquatic product, vegetable, and the livestock products. And why dynamic? Because 100 people, Vietnamese people have a very high and huge demand, and we accept every style of food. So we have the traditional food like fermented or very traditional food, and we also accept and develop very, fast food or the modern food or Occident food. Okay, and also now we have the many trends in the new food, for example, the vegan food, and also we produce and export many halal foods. That's why our dynamic product requires very complex regulations and require many measurements for ensuring the food safety. And the legislations on food safety in Vietnam, I think, is similar for Indonesia case. We have our law on food safety in 2019, and we have 11 chapters, 72 articles, and under law we have many legal documents, decrees, circular decisions, and we have the regulation, national regulation and national standards. And here I cite some example for the decree, for the circular, for the decisions, and this one is a national technical regulations focus on the microbiological contaminants in food. Okay, so we have a complex but a complete also the legislations for the food safety, and participate on the management food safety. We have the different ministers. Here we have three ministers: Minister of Health, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Trade and Commerce. So each minister manage one field in the food product and food industry. So the government and so the state food safety nationwide, the Minister of Health is responsible to assist the government on carrying uniform state on food safety, and similar for the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development and Ministry of Industry and Trade. Okay, and we had the People Committee at various levels carry out state management in their locality. So Vietnam divides 65 provinces, and each province, the People Committee have a power to give the new or their own standards for ensuring, for managing the food safety in their locality. But the food poisoning in Vietnam, I can give you some example. And here you can see in 9 months in 2022, we have more than 500 people poisoned in 2022, and 11% deaths. Okay, and for the general informations with the statistics from 2011 until 2022, you see that the case is almost the same, but we also have the similar results in the number of infected people. For example, in 2023, we have more than 100 cases with more than 2,000 people infected by food poisonings and caused near to 30 deaths in 2023. Yes, the numbers is very sad, right? But it's an iceberg, meaning that everything we see, everything we can consult or have the statistic is also the visible ice above the water. And this visible part is very, very small, I think. So we have only the small, this one we can observe, but the big part, underwater is mystery. Because 100 million people, we have millions household or small or micro business. Okay, for ensuring the food safety of every household like that is a big challenge in Vietnam and I think even in Asia countries. Okay, so here I will talk more detail for food contaminations. So we have some statistics in 2018 and report salmonella present in more than 70% of the chicken sample taken in Hanoi. Hanoi is our capital and Ho Chi Minh City is the biggest city in Vietnam. And we can find 90% in the wet market or traditional market and more than 50% in the supermarket. It's a very surprising result. And also we have the antibiotic residue in the livestock products and range from 10 to 17%. And here I want to highlight that the owner, the worker in the restaurants, in small food store, and even the street vendings in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City reported a majority not enough basic knowledge about the good safety requirements and the way to prevent food poisoning. And also the food safety practice goal like mask, caps, clean water, look at the area in poor hygienic conditions and practice poor level of personal hygienic. And the last one is a food safety risk in the big city is greater than the small city. Yes. And of course, food poisoning causes many damage, and we can imagine the public health cost for the food poisonings. So we need about more than 700 million US dollar. It's a burden account by Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi for the public health cost causing by the food contaminants and food poisonings. Is a huge numbers of the dollar or money for treat or for recovering the public health after food poisoning. And the medical cost of treating foodborne illness in Vietnam is exceeds 200 million US dollar per year. And for analyzing the causes of the food poisonings, here I give you some number. So in 2023, we have for the natural toxins, take 33% for natural toxin. We have 6% come from the chemical toxins. And we have microorganisms or the pathogenic microorganisms take near to 30% in 2023. And I want to highlight on more things is 100 cases, more than 30 infected people, always caused by the pathogenic microorganisms. It's very important information. And the latest case in Vietnam in 2024 for the bread, they found the salmonella and infected more than 500 people. 500. But luckily, we don't have the date for this case. But is for the microorganisms, when we be infected, is a very big problem because the number of the cases is very high. And I summarize the cause of food poisoning in Vietnam, and we found 4 pathogenic microorganisms or bacteria the most prevalent in Vietnam. So the first one is the salmonella. Salmonella presents in the chickens, in the eggs, in another product, and causes is the most most dangerous bacteria causing the food poisoning in Vietnam. And the second is the Staphylococcus aureus. Yes, but We find also Bacillus cereus and Clostridium botulinum since 5 years recently. It's a little bit surprising because we, how to say, forgot the bacteria for a long time. And now the trend is the back of the classical or the traditional or the very old risk like Bacillus cereus in the cereal product and the Clostridium botulinum in the meat and fish products. So in 2020, we have more than 20 case contaminants by Clostridium botulinum. And also in Vietnam, we did not have enough the antitoxin because since a long time we don't have the contamination by Clostridium botulinum. So luckily we buy from the Thailand. Yeah, 12 doses of the botulism's antitoxins. Yes. So it's a very, very important thing that we cannot forget anything. So now it's the back of many, many classical risks like Bacillus cereus or Clostridium botulinum. So face to the food poisonings, our laboratory, our school have many, many activities for manage the food safety and contribute in national scale. So now we can talk about the second part in the activity of food in food safety. Okay, so our university is one of the biggest university in Vietnam and in the north of Vietnam, Hanoi. So we have 6 schools and more than 1,300 staff members with 40,000 students. And our school named School of Chemistry and Life Sciences. We merged 3 very big schools, and now we have a huge school with more than 200 staff members with more than 7,000 students. And our Yes, and our department, we have 5 departments belong to School of Chemistry and Life Sciences. And for ensuring the food safety, we have 2 departments, the Department of Food Engineering and Department of Bioengineering. So I come from the Department of Food Engineering. For the Department of Food Engineering, we have the different measures linked to the food engineering, food quality and safety control, and food process. So our missions or our activity focus on many, many aspects in the food safety sectors. From education, training, consulting, communications. For example, for education, we propose a bachelor in food engineering and specialization in food and quality management. We also have the course about the master in food quality management, and we make many, many training in the field of food safety or quality management, and a member of committee for national standards. And for the communications, we organize the seminar, and we also have the international conference will be held very soon in October, from the 4th to the 5th October, focus on the quality management and food safety. So I would like to invite Dr. Warapa and everyone can come to Hanoi to join our scientific conference linked to the quality management and food safety to know more about the food safety in Vietnam and also the recent research in this field. Okay, and yes, for analyzing the food microbiology, we have different very modern lab can analyze the different pathogenic microorganisms like Salmonella, Escherichia coli, Clostridium botulinum. And we also collaborate with the Department of Bioengineering for develop the different kit tests linked to the bacteria, virus, chemicals based on the molecular diagnostic on nucleic acids, on the rapid diagnostic based on the protein marker or the enzyme-based diagnostic. So we successfully developed the kit test for the Salmonella, for rotavirus, for the norovirus also, and also for the Listeria monocytogenes. And recently, we developed the kit test for the coronavirus, so in a few years. Okay, and now I spend a few minutes for talk about our trend of research linked to the biocontrols, because I think that it's very, very important for limitations of using the chemical reagents in answering the food safety. So here we focus on using the probiotic or the bacteria to combat to inhibit the pathogenic bacteria and also to inhibit the mold fungi. So here, in one example, we use the essential oil to against the bacteria, and here we use the Listeria cubiba, and here you can see we can inhibit most of the pathogenic microorganisms. And we also apply in the meat preservations, and this essential oil can extend the shelf life of this product from 7 days to 10 days. Yes. Another research linked to the antifungal activity of organic acid producing bacteria. So for continuing the speech of Dr. Weedy, talk about the mycotoxin caused by Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasiticus. And we think that we can use the probiotic like bacteria to limit the growth of the mold. And in this case, we don't need to use a chemical method. Yes, for the preservations. And for the bacteria, is very safe for human health, high efficiency, and we can minimize the food deteriorations. Yes, we tried different lactobacteria against the Aspergillus flavus, and here you can see that the growth of Aspergillus flavus is inhibited from 50% to 100% when using the bacteria. So it's a good signal that you can apply the bacteria in the preservations or the processing, food processing. And we apply it into the brown rice germinations, because in Vietnam we consume not only the brown rice, we use a sprout brown rice. And during the germinations, maybe the Aspergillus or another fungi can grow and affect on the quality. And here we use the probiotic bacteria. Okay, I spray in the rice. Okay, and the probiotic bacteria will inhibit the growth of the fungi. And when the growth of fungi inhibit, we don't have the mycotoxin after. And these are probiotic bacteria, so it's safe for the humans. And after germination, we have the drying, so we can eliminate all the survival cells. And here you can see that for the distilled water, we have many how to say the fungi, and here we also have the fungi, but we can limit the fungi or the mold by using the Lactobacillus plantarum. Okay, and for resuming, I will highlight some current status on food safety research and communications. So the first one is the technological integrations. So since 10 years, we have many advanced technologies like AI, machine learning, simulation tools. So we need, yes, more collaboration and investments in the advanced technology for predictions, analysis of the risk assessment. It's a very useful tools in this moment. And the second one is the regulatory compliance. So we need training and disseminations for enhancing the knowledge of every people participating for the food industry and food processing. And the next one is the collaboration. So I think I talk a similar thing with Dr. Weedy, that we need more the collaborations between the academia, with the industry and the government for ensuring the food safety. Yes, and for resuming my talk, I have 3 highlights. So the first one, the food safety is a major concern for the nations and the public. And the primary cause of the foodborne illness come from the bacteria contaminations rather than from chemical, and could be prevented by the better levels of food hygiene through the value chain. The second one is the communications and the training at all levels should be considered as a priority solutions. And the rapid test kit should be easier to access, because now the price of the technique is also high, and it's hard or difficult for accessible for every people. So that's why it delay the detection time, and that's why, yes, maybe it can cause a severe results. And the last one links to the research and development. So I would like to highlight the roles of the advanced technologies like AI or simulations or machine learning. So we need to apply more and more in our fields. And after that is the biocontrols using how to say probiotic or bacteria or some useful bacteria for control the fungi or control the pathogenic microorganisms. I think it's a good way for ensuring the food safety. So thank you so much for the attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kung.